There is some stuff on here that I know is going to help out several people. And the people that I know I can help are small business owners, the leaders that are online doing direct marketing or building teams, and anybody doing an at-home business. So those are kind of the main people that I know my background and my experience are going to be able to help. And so I want to get some of these concepts off this board so we can start putting them into a series of chapters, a series of modules that we can cover more in detail that's going to help people. Let's see, my background, does it really matter? You know what I mean? I know that I have a lot of experience both working with business startups as a health inspector and working with teams as a submariner in the nuclear power field. And I've been online for a little over a year and a half and have had a lot of great coaching. And I've been doing self-development for years. So I can overcome obstacles. And I want to tell you this. If you're in business, if you're going into a business, and you ain't going all in, or you just don't think you're going to go the distance, then I want to save you a lot of heartache and just tell you maybe you're better off go get a second job. The people I am talking to is the people out there that's, got a burning sensation down in their guts where they just, don't want to just be doing that 40-hour work week. They're tired of sitting around the couch and they know their life's not over at 50. And they want to do something else to mean something in their life and maybe mean something to humanity, and they get that second wind, or they feel that being an entrepreneur is a nasty word so they don't want to do anything. Well, I'm here to tell you that I fell in love and got passionate about being an entrepreneur probably about 1987, 88 when I got out of service. I didn't know what that word was. And first guy called me an entrepreneur, I wanted to kind of punch him in the face, I thought it was an insult. And that's because so many people are, gung-ho on striving after that win per se, thinking that, oh, if I'm an entrepreneur, then I'm going to make all this money. And I found out the hard way, you can be an entrepreneur and you may not necessarily make a whole lot of money. But the most important thing about being an entrepreneur is being able to identify a solution, a problem, whether it's in your own backyard or in the world, and it's where you can come up with solutions to help people. And the money actually becomes secondary. So, after a year and a half of doing this without a job, I've wasted all my savings, and now I've got to the point where I've got to go get a job. But what's great is it's taken all that pressure off me of trying to make money right here, right now, so that I can focus on the stuff that I love to do. And that's me teaching, me standing up here, and me encouraging people that don't have the experience that I have. I'll talk about my dreams, my goals, my entrepreneurial woo-woo, that I think that I can help out humanity with on another video. But for right now, what I want to do is I want to break this down, what I have up here on this board from different books, from different things that I've taken and I'm applying in my life. And that's the true secret here, is you can read all the self-help books in the world. But if you don't section out the nuggets and you don't figure out how to apply those in your life, it ain't going to do you a bit of good. So what I want to do here is, this is some of the highlight stuff. And I'll probably cut this video a little bit here and there. But I'd like to hit the definition of what an entrepreneur is, first of all, and that's somebody that is out there, especially this decade. The modern entrepreneur isn't so first priority at trying to go for the wealth. Okay, yeah, that's going to be nice. That's secondary. Your heart needs to get out there first in what gifts you have, what skills you have, that are your strong points, that are your strengths, that you can take out there, identify a problem, and bring a solution to it. All right? So I'll give you some examples of that later, but for right now, let's just cover that. Okay? Probably the greatest thing, no matter what endeavor you choose to go in. You know, you're going to want a role model. You don't want to be out there flying Lone Ranger by the seat of your pants, doing something new, or especially if you're you're jumping into entrepreneurship as an older gentleman or an older lady, or even as a young person. If you're not quite sure of the waters, you know, you want to find that mentor. You want to find somebody that's kind of in your niche or going towards that passion you have. You want to hunt them down. You want to find them out. And you'll hear this old saying. It goes, you know, success leaves clues. So head towards that niche, that desire you have. And sometimes it may take digging it out. You may not know it right away. And that's where learning and studying up on entrepreneurship, and then hunting for a mentor. Here's a great book that I've just recently read. I've read hundreds of them, but here's one I've just read by Mel Abraham. Okay, The Entrepreneur's Solution. It's a great, great book. If you have no idea what being an entrepreneur is about, it's a great book to start. I'll sit down and highlight this, and I'll go through some. I'll go through some meat out of these books. A lot of people don't like to read, and that's fine. And those are the people I think I could help a lot. Just because you don't know how to read or you don't want to read through all this to pick out the nuggets, you let me know, because I could tear through these books and pull out nuggets faster than anybody. Okay, the new entrepreneur is out there trying new models of financial systems and asking, how can we all grow together? How do we all create something that we can share and that will sustain us all? Okay. They are more self-referential in their convictions, therefore less susceptible to the ego tendency towards greed. Wealth without greed is possible. We're ready for a collaborative economy based on healthy competitive partnerships. None of us can do it on our own, and the same old business models are no longer the answer. Be clear on what you stand for, and others will come to collaborate with you. All right? There's stuff like that in this book that'll help you. And really what that's saying is, you know, the old ways of trying to be wealthy, you know, that's all good and fine and dandy. But the new standard of operation and what our culture needs are people that don't want to be like those 1%ers at the top trying to take 90% of the wealth. The new entrepreneur is all about collaborating, pulling talents together. And that's what that book's about, and I really encourage you all to get out there and either read it or get it on audio, or if there's questions you want to know more about the highlights in that book, you get a hold of me and I'll outline it, and I'll get up here and we'll talk about it. But anyway, so you want to start off with doing some, doing a little bit digging, understanding what your entrepreneurship is about. There's a great book that I could also recommend, and it's called The Master Key to Riches. And in that book, Napoleon Hill identifies, he has 17 principles, but in that book he points out that you need 12 of these areas to be fulfilled to really be rich. And now I ain't just talking money. And in that he talks about defining your definiteness of purpose. Okay? If you can find what your definiteness of purpose is, that's going to help you establish inspiration. And that's going to bring forth the motivation. And that's what you're going to need to go the long haul. Going into a business, going into entrepreneurship, being a leader, all of those come under the same umbrella, okay? Doing a home-based business. All those are going to come under the same type of character that you're going to need. And that's, you don't want to just dibble your toe in it. You want to be able to jump in with both feet, but realize that it's not a sprint. Okay, it's a life change, and it's going the distance. And there's going to be times where you get burned out and you may take a break, and that's fine. But the main thing going in is don't BS yourself. Okay, this isn't just a one-night free-for-all, strive after the win, and let's make some buck. And then when you don't see it in 2 months, you throw in the hat and walk away and say, "Oh, I'm not an entrepreneur." Okay, an entrepreneur is about a long-term lifestyle attitude. So that kind of covers the whole entrepreneurial thing, okay? The next thing when you're doing that again is the mentor, okay? Finding a good mentor, be it reading and following them in their articles and in their books, or being able to communicate with one online, or being able to actually hire a coach or seek out a strategic planner or somebody that's gone that road or at least up that road enough to be able to throw you down a rope to help get you up to the next level. Start looking at those people and start just following. And you'll find that they drop more dang cookie trails to help you succeed than just about anything. And so looking for a good mentorship or a good mentor, because that's going to do a couple things for you. Okay, that's going to help you build, and we'll get to this, confidence. Okay, that's this right here, the most significant thing that you're going to need to succeed is your confidence. And we'll get into that in a minute. And that's why I'm here. I'm going to help encourage you and build your confidence like nobody else I've ever seen. All right, so that covers our mentorships linked with our entrepreneurships with our drive. The next thing you're going to want to find is a team. That's where Mel Abraham talks about that collaborative effort, okay? If you're looking at a home-based business, you'll want to get into some groups with home-based business people that you're like-minded with. There's hundreds of them on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, LinkedIn. Get in with those groups and just read them. And I find like getting in those groups at first, it was kind of intimidating. But what you do is it's just like hanging out with, you walk up to a group of people, that's interested in the same thing that you're interested in. Maybe rolling cigars, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. But you can find them out now really easy, much easier than you could a decade or two ago. And at first, just like in any circle, you kind of sit out there and you hang on the outer edges for a bit. And you can start seeing the conversation and you can start learning from it. And then pretty soon you're going to realize, hey, I think I got a good 2 cents to throw in that. I got something for you on that 2 cents. But anyways, so you'll find that if you have a passion towards a definiteness of purpose, that when you get around those like-minded people, you're going to have some 2 cents to start throwing in there, And it's going to start pulling you tighter into that group, and you're going to start learning, and you're going to start getting that feedback. And that's going to start helping your confidence, okay? So these are the things you can do to help your confidence. The next thing, and that's going to be a part of forming these teams, okay? So getting in there, finding some good teams. If you're going MLM or direct marketing, there's some teams out there. If you're going to be going home-based business, whatever it is, there's teams out there. If you're starting your own business, there's teams out there, Rotary clubs, online entrepreneurial programs. There's a lot out there. The main thing there is that you take action, okay? So you want to hunt for some good teams, because the teams will help build your confidence. Again, all this is going to come back to doing one thing: helping to instill confidence, helping to validate. Self-validation is the greatest thing you'll be able to do to build your confidence. Okay, so we'll cover this. We're going through it here. So probably the most important thing, besides at being an entrepreneur, is going to be your mindset. Okay, your mindset is going to influence all these right here, and it's going to make the biggest impact in your entrepreneurship. Your mindset is going to be the hardest thing to win over. You win over your mindset, everything else is going to fall into place. And I have these things called Bob's 4 Aces of Life, okay? Pay attention, be made aware, change your attitude, take action, okay? So when it comes down to your attitude, I want to refer to, best I've seen it was in Master Key to Riches. Your attitude it's really truly like a sail of a boat. And if you can adjust that attitude, and you can tack and change that sail, and change your attitude in the situations you're in, you can actually catch a stronger wind, and it'll help carry you. Okay, so your attitude is, again, it's being able to change that attitude is like changing the sail of a boat. It'll catch a wind that'll propel you on to the success that you're going to be wanting as an entrepreneur, to help those people with them solutions and make your money, okay? So mindset, past experiences, not being able to get over obstacles, having fear, and then again, the number one thing of overcoming fear, confidence. Okay? That's where your team, that's where your mentor is going to come in. But if you don't have the mindset to want to help them help you, big chance you're probably not going to get the confidence you need to go the distance to get the success you want. All right? So that pretty much takes care of what an entrepreneur is. And we're going to go more into this in other, this right here is really just a table of contents of the modules in the series that I'm going to break down and go into more detail and just give you as much free information as I can to help you, okay? Especially, I've seen so many small business startups as a health inspector, and myself, I've probably started up more small businesses than anybody I know. And some of them have been successful and some of them haven't. The majority of them haven't. Probably 2 out of every 15 is about, what you're looking at, okay? But there's things to do that can increase your chance at success, be it on the internet, doing an MLM. Only 5% of the people really make it in all these MLMs and all this online marketing. So you're looking at, you've got a 95% chance at failing, okay? So you need to make sure you understand what the heck you're getting into when you start one of it. And that's in all businesses. They ain't just on the internet. But there's certain things you can do that keeps increasing your chances. As long as you don't ever quit. Every time you fail at something, I love Mark Harrelson's book, Goals, Guts, and Greatness, Common Man's Way to Uncommon Success. Failure is just a bridge. And so you have to realize that. So if all of a sudden you dump out and there's things to do to minimize just sinking to the bottom when you first jump in, and that's what I'm going to be able to help you with, okay? You've got to know your resources, you've got to know the distance of the race, you've got to know how to adjust that sell, okay? And you've got to be patient with yourself. Thank you for watching. I hope you found some value that could help you in your growing your business and growing personally. And if you're one of those older gentlemen or younger people that are wanting to get further into that entrepreneur and would like to get onto my email list, go up here in the top corner, and you'll see on the video here there's a little symbol like that. If you click on that symbol, it will take you to my website. And on my website there will be a place where you can actually subscribe, and that'll put you in a list that I don't run products to. That's just a list that I'm going to be emailing and letting people know when I create a new video, and people that want to hook up or people that want to respond to it. And thank you, appreciate you, have a great day. Bye.